Can you get your hand off me? You get your hand off me. Get your hand off me, man. Get your hand off. Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. How am I causing a disturbance? How am I causing a disturbance? Get your hand off me. Why are you all putting your hands on me? Yeah, what crime is that? Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. I have an implied right of access to be there. Yes, I do, because the gate's open and there's no signage. Can you identify yourself? You just put hands on me without identifying yourself.
So stop talking, let me explain to you then, okay? If you want to come down to reception...
No, I don't want to come down to reception. Look, don't talk to me. No, let's talk. Let's speak. Can you identify yourself, please? You just put hands on me without identifying.
I've tried to explain to you, but you're talking and talking and talking.
All right, you explain.
If you want me to speak,
I want you to explain.
If you don't, keep chatting on and get onto public property, okay? If you want to go into reception, make any complaint you want, or ask for any access you like, you can do that.
Please explain.
There's no implied permission to enter this property.
All right, explain that then.
There's a gate here and it's a closed premises.
Explain that. Then why is the gate open?
Nothing to do with you. Is it?
Right.
I'm telling you, this is private property.
Why is there no signage?
That's all I need to tell you. Don't worry about signage. I'm telling you.
What do you mean, don't worry about? Of course I need to worry about signage.
You can't be on here, okay? So, that's the end of it. Any other questions?
Why is the gate open then?
Any other questions for me?
No, I've got no other. Would you identify yourself, please? Would you identify yourself, please? Just put hands on me.
Back over there.
So are we going to be this petty over whether I'm stood here or there? You're going to put hands on me again? You're going to put hands on me again over this, are you?
Just do it.
Why? Why do I need to just take orders? Look, I can be here. There's no signage from stopping me being here. There's no signage. Yes, there does need to be signage. There needs to be a gate.
There's no signage on my house to say that you're not allowed in it, but you know full well that it's private property.
Yes, but your house isn't paid for by taxpayers, is it? My tax pays for this. Of course, absolutely matters. You have an occupational.
Front of the property.
You talk, then I'll talk. Yeah. You have an occupational lease that you're renting this off. Yeah. So, and you're doing a service for the public, so the public have got a right to access this place. I understand you may not want people to go through there, in which case you should secure it. Why are you laughing? I'm just trying to make a point.
Need to secure it.
Would you mind
Today's video is courtesy of Khalid Burks. You'll find their link down below. So go show them some support and check out the full clip. Havering Patrol Base in Romford becomes the setting for an encounter that starts out completely routine. Auditor Yardley Ski is standing on a public pavement, engaged in lawful filming and nothing more. There is no obstruction, no escalation, just a camera documenting what is openly visible. But the moment the camera is noticed, the tone of the interaction begins to shift. What starts as a simple presence quickly turns into a test of authority and response. Questions become sharper, and the focus moves away from what is happening to how it is being recorded. Concerns are raised, and references to powers begin to surface. The situation builds, with discussions around identification, recording, and what officers believe they can require. Serious language is introduced into the exchange, changing the weight of the interaction. At the center of it all is a simple reality: a person filming from a public place. What follows becomes less about the camera itself and more about how authority responds when it is observed. Because in moments like this, the key question is not just what powers exist, but how they are applied when scrutiny is present.
It's a restricted area, mate. Can I help you?
I'm just making a video.
It's a police station, blood. You're going to have to come out onto the path.
Why? There's an implied right of access through here, though.
Mate, it's a police
Are
station.
you smoking?
Yeah, I'm smoking, mate. This is a police station.
I'm aware that
you're not allowed around here. I'm going to escort you out into the road. You can film from out there.
Oh, don't touch me, don't touch me.
I'm going to touch you, mate.
No, get your hand off me. Wait. Let's have a chat first.
No.
Don't touch me again, by the way. No, I'm not going to turn no camera off.
Touch you now.
No, you certainly won't. You're not going to touch me. Don't touch me.
And you're not allowed within here, mate.
But there's nothing stopping me from coming here. I understand this. No, mate, listen, just wait.
No, you wait.
No, you wait. You just come up to me and touch my hand and just touch me.
And you're smoking. Now, I'm allowed to smoke, mate.
Yeah.
Okay? Just like you are.
You're not going to touch me again, though, are you? You're not going to touch me again, though, are you?
You're going to walk away?
Potentially.
Come on then, we can leave together. Come on.
But why is there...
You're not allowed around here. This is your last warning, okay? I've given you fair warning, all right? This is a police station. You are now a security risk. Okay?
Why am I a security risk? Then you should close this gate then. Why is this gate open then?
You need to leave.
There's nothing stopping... No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You need to leave now.
Don't touch me. What are you going to do?
I'm going to escort you out.
No, you're not. Don't touch me.
You need to leave here now, mate.
No, I'm not leaving anywhere, mate. Don't touch me. Don't just come and touch me.
You need to leave here now.
Man. That's not how you do it. Speak nicely. We can have a conversation and maybe you'll leave.
I've told you.
Yeah, and
this is a restricted area.
I'm trying to explain something to you.
I've told you.
Under the Criminal Justice Act, this becomes a public place.
Mate, can you send a couple of lads down here? We've got someone filming in the yard refusing to leave. Thank you.
You identify yourself, please.
I already have.
You just flipped the
I've
you just flipped the little thing. I didn't see it. What's your name?
I've shown you my ID.
What's your name? I need to make a complaint. All right, PC
Make a
Davis.
complaint. Oh yeah, can you? Yeah, we need to get this lad out of here. He's filming in a restricted area.
Oh right, okay. You can't film me, mate.
I can film it.
No, you can't.
I have an implied right of access to be here.
You don't have an implied right of
I
access to
absolutely
be
do.
here. You can
Because
come
this
round to
gate
the
is
front-
open. What stopped me
you
from
can come
walking?
round
Have
to
I
the front of a
jumped?
police
Is there any
station.
signs?
Mate,
Is there
I've
any
come down here
signs?
and said, can I help you?
What you're about to see is an encounter that escalates quickly from a routine situation into something far more physical. An auditor is present, filming in a public space, when officers begin to engage with increasing intensity. The interaction does not remain verbal for long. It shifts into physical contact sooner than expected. Questions arise about proportionality and whether the level of force matches the situation. At the center of it is a simple issue: a person with a camera documenting what is happening. From there, the tone changes and the response becomes more forceful than the circumstances suggest. Moments like this highlight how quickly control can override communication. When dialogue breaks down, escalation often follows. It also raises the importance of oversight, because when interactions are recorded, they can be reviewed objectively. That visibility can help clarify what actually happened, rather than relying on conflicting accounts later. The footage becomes a record of decisions made in real time, and those decisions can then be assessed against proper standards. What follows is a closer look at how the situation developed and whether the response remained within reasonable limits.
And you shouldn't be here, okay? You've jumped
I
up
can
straight
be here.
away and gone, I
No,
can't
you've
be here,
jumped
and
up.
I've
You put
told
hands on me.
Yes,
You
to
put hands
escort
on
you out
me.
of here,
Yeah,
mate.
and you can escort me without having to put hands on me. This is why I'm going to stay.
How would you like me to escort you without
As in you
putting
talk
hands on
nicely.
you? I've told you to leave.
Yeah, well, you didn't ask nicely, and I'm trying
I
to
don't
explain
have to
why I'm
ask
here.
you nicely.
Yeah, you certainly do.
I've told you to leave.
Yeah, you certainly
okay,
do.
and you're refusing.
I'm
all right?
refusing because I have a right to be here. I have an
You don't
implied
have a
right of
right
access.
to be.
There's
You
no
don't have an
signage.
implied
There's no gates.
right to be here, mate.
Davis,
okay?
listen, let
this
me
is
speak.
private property.
Let me
the
speak.
front of the house, okay, is a reception area where you can go and you can speak to the receptionist
Okay.
and you can film her all you like. And I've told you to leave, and you're not leaving. Okay.
let me
now
say-
some people will come and escort you. Okay,
Okay, why
together
don't- why
with
can't
me
you escort
out of here
me?
because you're not leaving under your own accord, are you?
Okay,
you're
well,
not
let me
leaving when I've
explain
told you to
something.
leave.
Let me explain something. There's no signage. There's no gate. I haven't hopped any fences. No, I'm being serious.
It's a
There's no
restricted
signage.
area.
It doesn't say no public access.
Okay.
There's nothing like that
What makes
preventing me. So
okay.
this becomes a
So
public place.
likewise, then,
There's
what
an
makes
implied,
you? What makes
implied.
you?
Look at this.
think-
It's implied
what
right of
makes
access.
You think that you do have a right of access to come into a police
Because there's
station
nothing
car
that preventing
park,
me. You should better
to
close
come into
that.
a police station car park. Okay.
Why
do
can't
you
I
think
be
you
here?
Can,
What can I possibly
because
do here?
it's a security.
What could I?
risk,
Do you think that I'm a risk right now?
Yes, I do, mate.
What?
I don't
Based
know
on
who
what?
you are.
Based
You
on
stood
what?
here
Based
filming.
on
I've
what?
asked you to leave.
Am I being
And you
hostile?
become
You're the one that's being
confrontational
hostile.
straight
I
away.
should be scared of you.
All
You're a
right,
security
you
risk.
become confrontational.
You are a security risk.
Straight away when I've
You
told
are a
you
security
to
risk.
come out here, I've invited you to come and speak
You
to me on
haven't
the
invited
pavement
me. You
outside.
started barking
No, I
orders
didn't,
and
mate.
trying
I
to put
said you
hands
could
on
come
me.
and speak to me on
All
the
right.
pavement outside.
All right.
You're the one who's refused, all right? And now you will be escorted from the premises because you're not leaving
now that
when I've
you've got some
invited you to
backup?
do so. All right? Come on, it's time to leave.
Why is it time to leave? Let
Are
me
you going to be
explain.
leaving now? I've told you to leave. We can have a chat on the pavement. Is that what you're going to do?
When you come off the premises, my friend, you can film perfectly well on public property. If it's private, off you go right now. I won't ask you again.
Right now.
Hands on you if you don't. And if you resist me, I'll arrest you. Let's go.
Why will I be? Why will you arrest me? Do I not have?
At this point, the officer makes a clear threat to use physical force. That immediately raises an important legal question. When is force actually justified? Under common law, police can use reasonable force, but only where lawful grounds exist. Those grounds are not broad or unlimited. They are tied to specific situations, such as preventing a crime, carrying out a lawful arrest, or protecting public safety. Each of those requires a clear and present basis. It cannot be based on assumption or irritation. So the key issue becomes whether any of those conditions are met. Is there a crime being prevented? Is there a lawful arrest taking place? Is there an immediate risk to safety? If none of those apply, the justification for force becomes unclear. Because force is not a default option. It must always follow lawful authority. Without that foundation, any escalation risks going beyond what is legally permitted.
An implied right of access to be
No,
here.
you don't.
Look
Told
at
you
all
that.
these people. Look, under
But you've been
duress.
given a fair
Yeah, now
warning.
you want to
I've
shout
given
now.
you loads
Now
of
you want to
warnings,
shout.
so
Under
let's go.
duress.
Let's go.
Well, don't touch me. Don't touch
Let's
me.
go.
I'm
No, hands
leaving.
up to
No, no, no. You don't
your
touch me.
private property.
Get your hand off me.
No, no, let's
Get your
go.
hand off me.
No, no, I won't.
Can you get your hand
Until
off
you
me?
leave.
Can
I
you get
want
your
you
hand?
to
Get your
leave.
hand off me.
I want you
You
to
get your
leave.
hand off me.
Relax,
Get your hand off me,
I'm just
man.
helping you off
Get
the
your hand. I'm
premises.
off. Get your hand off me.
Hold on to your
Get
hand.
your hand off me.
Hold on to
Get
your
your
hand.
hand off me.
Here we go.
How am I causing a disturbance?
Here we go.
How am I causing a disturbance? Get your hand off me. Why are you all putting your hands on me? Yeah,
on to your
what
back,
crime is that?
help you leave,
Get your
okay?
hand off me. Get your hand off
Now
me.
you're on
Get your hand off me.
public
I have an implied right of access to be there.
you don't.
Yes, I do, because the
If you
gate's
want-
open and there's no
if you
signage. Can you
want to-
identify yourself?
Hold on,
You just
listen.
put hands on me without identifying
So
yourself.
stop talking. Let me explain to you then. Okay? If you want to come down to reception,
No, I don't want to come down to reception. Look.
don't talk to me.
No, let's talk. Let's speak. Can you identify yourself, please? You just put hands on me without identifying.
I've tried to explain to you, but you're
Okay.
talking and talking and talking.
All right, you explain.
If you want me to speak,
I
to you,
want you
will
to
do.
explain.
If you don't, keep chatting on and get onto public property. Okay? If you want to go into reception, make any complaint you want, or ask for any access you like, you can do that.
Please
okay?
explain.
There's no implied permission to enter this property.
All right, explain
There's
that
a
then.
gate here and it's enclosed premises.
Explain
Not allowed
that.
to be
Then
in.
why is the gate open?
Nothing to do with you, is it?
Right.
I'm telling you, this is private property.
Why is there no
That's all
signage?
that's all I need to tell you. Don't worry about signage. I'm telling you.
What do you mean, don't worry about? Of course I need to
I'm
worry
telling
about
you,
signage.
You can't be on here, okay? So, that's the end of it. Any other questions?
Why is the gate open then?
Any other questions for me?
No, I've got no other. Would you identify yourself,
Thank you.
please? Would you identify yourself, please? Just put hands on
Step
me.
back over there.
So are we going to be this petty over whether I'm stood here or there?
Yeah,
You're going to put
yeah.
hands on me again? You're going to put hands on me again over this, are you?
Just do it.
Just
It's easy.
Why? Why do I need to just take orders? Look,
Because
I can be
you've
here.
asked it.
There's no
You can't
signage
explain
from
this is
stopping me
private
being here.
property.
There's no
There doesn't need to be
signage.
signage.
Yes, there does need to be
There's no
signage. There needs to be a
signage.
gate.
There's no signage on my house to say that you're not allowed in it, but you know full well that it's private property.
Yes,
and you're
but your
allowed to
house
do
isn't
so.
paid for by
And to
taxpayers,
step
is it?
over,
My tax
it
pays for
doesn't
this. Of
matter.
course,
It is still
absolutely
private
matters.
property.
You have an
access to the
occupational.
front of the property.
You talk, then I'll talk. Yeah. You have.
The phrase, "this is your last warning," is introduced, but without any clear explanation of what law is being broken. That lack of clarity is significant. Warnings should be tied to a specific legal basis. Without identifying an offense or power, the warning becomes difficult to understand or assess. There is also an important distinction around location. Police can ask someone to leave private land, but if a person refuses, that does not automatically make it a criminal matter. In most cases, simple trespass is a civil issue, not something that leads to arrest or enforcement powers. For it to become criminal, additional factors must be present. One example is aggravated trespass, which involves intent to disrupt lawful activity. That threshold is clearly defined and requires more than just remaining in place. So the key issue is whether those extra conditions exist. If they do not, then the situation remains within civil law rather than criminal enforcement.
Occupational lease that you're renting this off, yeah? So, and you're doing a service for the public, so the public have got a right to access this
No, they
place.
don't.
I understand you may not want people to go through there, in which case you should secure it. Why are you laughing? I'm just trying to make a
don't
point.
need to secure
Would
it.
you mind identifying yourself, please, before I take any advice from you?
Yeah, my name is Sergeant Kirsty Iliff. Now,
Right.
can you please step back over?
Are we going to be this petty over this?
Yeah.
Is this just for you to exercise jurisdiction?
Right, if I walk away from here now, are you going to remain on public land?
I don't know.
Okay.
Public
right.
land.
My colleagues and I are going to leave. If you come back onto private property, you will be arrested. All right?
Arrested for what?
You'll be arrested. That's not.
Arrested for what?
I'm telling you. That
What
you'll be
offence?
arrested
What
for being
what
on
offence?
private property.
What trespass? Is that not a civil matter? Why will I be arrested? You're just throwing around these threats.
Can I ask you what it is?
Doesn't
you've
matter
come
what
here
I'm doing.
for?
Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm here doing a legal activity. There is certainly an implied right of access.
There's not an implied right of
There
access
absolutely
because you've
is.
just been told
Then why
by
don't you
me and
close
my
the gate
colleagues
then?
That you're not allowed.
So because you
You
say
don't
so,
need to close the
there
gate.
isn't.
Yes,
So
that's
because you
correct.
say so, there isn't. I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
What is it that you're doing here?
It doesn't
what
matter.
is
It doesn't
that
matter what I'm
upset you?
doing. Nothing has upset me. This is not.
It doesn't matter.
I don't have a personal vendetta against
just
police.
walked into
I'm
the
just.
police
I'm just exercising my right to walk around in a public space and film. I haven't come here because I've got a personal problem with him.
So what are you doing with the film? What's
Because I can film. I don't need to have a reason. It's a lawful activity. If I
No,
want to
I'm
film, I will
asking you a
film.
question. I was asking you a
And I've answered your question, which is that I don't need to have a reason. I don't appreciate you smirking and doing all these things and putting hands on me. Like there was no need for that.
What?
You guys are very like tense, very like
If you
goony.
just listen to what we asked you to do, that's then and just
Yeah, but I don't need to listen to because I'm not committing any offences, am I? Am I committing an offence? Have I used any bad language or anything?
So you did.
He was just putting hands on me straight away, and then you lot have come out and you've done this. Why are none of you in uniform as well? Like, what's going on? What's going on here? Like, what's this? Stroud police station?
Who?
Stroud? How do you Stroud? Is it Stroud? I don't know. Would you mind identifying yourself, please?
Do you mind identifying yourself?
I'm certainly not going to identify myself.
Okay.
Have I committed an offence?
In general terms, there is often an implied right of access to certain public buildings, especially where the public are routinely expected to approach or enter. Police stations are funded by the public and are part of public-facing services. In many cases, members of the public attend them to make inquiries, report matters, or seek assistance. However, that access is not absolute. It can be restricted where operational or security reasons apply. If access is being limited or withdrawn, it should be clearly communicated. Signage, barriers, or direct instruction are typically used to make that position clear. Without such clarity, the expectation of permitted access can remain implied. In this context, the key point is communication. People should understand when and why restrictions apply. Ambiguity creates confusion about what is or is not allowed in a given space. Clear boundaries help ensure that both public rights and operational needs are properly balanced.
Okay, my friend.
Okay, where do the cars come in and out of? Just a question, Ben. Where do the cars come in and out of?
Coming out of where? Sorry.
So am I not on private property now? What, am I going to be? You're going to put hands on me again?
Obviously, you're trying to get a reaction.
I'm definitely not. It's just petty, though, isn't
You're
it?
clearly just doing it to try and get a reaction, okay? Which
Okay.
is fine, okay?
Okay.
But you know, as my colleagues have said, you come into there again, okay? There's obviously police cars, whatever, around there. We don't. It's not right that you're filming that, and you know.
So what would be the offence if I was to go and film there?
Well, at the end of the day,
Am I obstructing anyone?
well, we've got to find out what you're. You know, we don't know what you're.
Well, you just said I'm
Therefore-
looking for a reaction. You figured it out, haven't you?
But no,
This is your opinion.
I don't know what
You
you're
just-
here for.
Well, you just said I'm here to cause a
You know,
reaction.
you could be a security breach for all we know, okay? This is the problem. This is the whole point. You're going there. You could be you know, we've got to think about
What
our
would suggest that I'm a security breach?
I don't know. You're not telling me anything about you. Why you're
Because I'm
here?
not required
why you're here. No, but that's fine. But that's going to make us. If you were honest with us, we might, what you're here for.
I don't need to explain anything, do I?
There you go.
But
Okay.
I'm going to ask again. Where do the cars come in and out of?
Well, if you hang around, I'm sure you'll see.
All right, you're dismissed. Fucking slaphead. Trying to put hands on me and that. Yeah, let's have a little walk around. Yeah, this place is there's some like goons in there. Yeah, did you hear? Yeah, you got all that. Yeah, kids. Hold on. Let me just quickly sum this up. Yeah, we're just gonna keep walking around in that. What's this Stroud or Stroud police station? Hold on. Let me actually get the front. That was all crazy, bro. Bro, you weren't even there. You should have seen what I was doing. A madness, bro. Anyway, let me just. Yeah, that was crazy. I'm gonna film some private number plates in that.
The officer then draws a comparison between a police station and a private home. This raises an important distinction that needs to be made clear. A private home is personal property with full control over access by the occupant. A police station is different in nature. It is a publicly funded facility. It exists to serve the public and is part of the wider public service system. Because of that, members of the public may approach it for legitimate purposes. However, access is not unrestricted in every circumstance. Operational or security considerations can limit entry or movement. When restrictions are in place, they should be clearly communicated. That may include signage, barriers, or direct instruction. The key point is clarity. Without clear restriction, the default assumption is generally one of permitted access for lawful purposes. The important distinction is therefore between private control of property and regulated access to a public service building.
Go around the front. Look at this inspected. Look at that chief inspector. Yeah, this place defo needs an audit. If anyone's watching this video, please come here and audit this place. Superintendent. Look at this. This place defo needs an audit. This place defo needs an audit. This place is wild. Like, yeah, this place is wild. I think. Yeah. This place is. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them as an auditor. Like, you don't want to push the boundaries too much, because you're thinking they can just put cuffs on you, or they can nick you, they can seize your phone, they can, they I don't know what to say. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this, and then obviously I'm gonna pick it back up, because we already know that like this isn't gonna be the end of this. That's for sure. I know that this ain't gonna be the end of this. So yeah, we'll pick this back up. Hello? Alright mate, can I help you? Can I help you? You're just taking photos of me. Like, it's absolutely fine. I don't have no issue with that. I'm just wondering why. Excuse me. Can I help you, my friend?
No, you can't. Thanks.
Can I just ask why you were taking a photo of me?
I wasn't taking photos.
No, you certainly were. It's fine. You can take all the photos you like. We're in a public place. That's absolutely fine. I would just like to know why.
Okay, mate.
I'd like to know why. Are you a police officer? Yeah, I can come in here. This is publicly accessible. I'm gonna make an inquiry. So let's not try and block. Yeah, why don't you go first? Who are you? Are you a police officer?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm gonna go in there. I need to make a complaint.
Go then.
Yeah, you don't touch me, by the way.
Okay, don't touch me.
No one's touching you. Don't try and close the door again, yeah? Fucking weirdo. My man trying to close the door in there. Yeah, this place, yeah, guys, you need to make sure you come here, you know, this, yeah.
A threat of arrest in response to simple trespass raises important legal questions. Trespass on its own is generally a civil matter, not something that automatically leads to arrest. For it to become a criminal issue, additional elements must be present. One example is aggravated trespass, which involves intent to disrupt lawful activity. Another is behavior that causes harassment, alarm, or distress, where specific legal thresholds are met. Without those factors, the legal basis for arrest becomes much weaker. This is why context matters so much in these situations. The officer must be able to explain what offense is actually being relied upon. General presence in a public-facing area does not automatically meet criminal standards. Clarity is essential when escalation is being considered. Because arrest is a serious power with strict legal limits. When those limits are not clearly identified, the situation can appear disproportionate or unclear in its justification.
Just that audit. My mum was trying to block me from getting in here, you know. Fucking joke. Anyway, guys, we're gonna pick this up. All right, then, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up right here. This was Stroud Police Station, so I think at the start of the video I called it Strood, but yeah, I think you pronounce it Stroud, so I don't fucking Stroud loud, whatever. Whatever it's called. But yeah, I've been taking the criticism on board in regards to private property and implied right of access, signage. All these things. So like I said, I've been taking it all on board. I've been trying to exercise it, put it into practice. I feel as though I've done that today. Oh, I think the woman might be coming back out, you know. Hold on. So I don't know if this is going to be the outro or not. We're going to keep it rolling just for a little longer because that sergeant is, it looks like she's going to come back up. So I'll be interested to see that. If not, then thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow my Instagram, Burks_2H. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one, man. I knew today was going to be a mad day for videos. I told you. But yeah, peace.